So, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Morning, sir.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. So, why we
Good
are today
morning.
here? Why we are all here today in Zoom meeting?
To stop violence against women.
To stop
Against
violence against women. Okay. And what is violence? Violence होता क्या है?
Sir, insaf.
Sorry. कौन बताएगा violence क्या होता है?
Sir, using their
Farming
power
sir.
to
Like farming women, workers.
manipulate them.
और कोई?
They're using their power to manipulate someone and
Yeah.
सर वायलेंस एक हिंसा है मतलब वुमेन्स के ऊपर जो लोग मतलब
Torture someone or some who.
Yes. And is it good to do violence?
No, sir.
Very bad.
No sir.
And we all should fight against it, right?
Yes,
sir.
And we should teach our new generations also to do not violence ना, do not get violence, किसी के साथ गलत मत करो, है ना? We should teach ना our new generations, because it's not
Yes,
that violence
sir.
going on only presently, it's coming from the past times. Okay, it's like a cycle.
Yes, sir.
Right?
yes, sir.
So I think first I will play one video to all of you, then you can see. Okay, it will show you that how the violence is coming na from previous time. Okay, it's not new, this violence. Okay,
Okay, sir.
and like it's tradition, वो पहले से start होके आ रहा है one by one, हाँ क्या? From one generation to another generation, and new generation also learn the same thing, and it coming, right? So I'm going to play one PPT. Oh, sorry, no, not PPT, one video. So please इसको देखो आप लोग. Then Maryam Presentation will conduct one. Will show one presentation. Okay. Just wait a minute. It's showing that in 2030 what's happened. Okay, कि 2030 में क्या हो रहा है if there's a violence. हाँ, violence ऐसा नहीं होता है कि आप सिर्फ you are beating the lady. Okay, only there's a violence. बहुत अलग अलग तरह का violence होता है. So in this video we are going to explain about all of the things. Okay, now see, please watch all of it. The audio is audible na to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Like this old lady, she's asking for the medicines, okay, because she's not able to walk and all the things, so she's asking their family, so please give me the pills, medicines, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Like this lady, when she was working, so there's a harassment on the workplace. Okay, it's also violence. when she got married, so she is beaten by the husband. Okay, if she did any mistake, so husband beat him, so it's also violent. It's not good, right? Now it's showing that how can be the life good. Okay, how can we stop the violence? Okay, if what should you do so that violence should not happen in the family? Now it's showing in this video. तो सबने वीडियो देखा?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Nice.
sir. Yes, sir.
So in this video,
Yes,
two
sir.
things showing, right? One that when the violence is going on, so kya hota hai, on how we can stop that violence, right? If in a workplace if we respect each other, so there's no violence, no harassment. Okay, and in a family, if the like both of the partners should work together, they help each other, तो भी वहाँ पे कोई violence नहीं होता है, right? इस तरह से we should do. Okay, in when that lady was so old, in elderly age na, so she's with all the family. So at the in the first part, it's showing that nobody is going to care of that lady, right? कोई care नहीं कर रहा है, कोई medicine उनको चाहिए तो नहीं दे रहा है, so it's bad. But in another part, it's showing that they all are living together, they are enjoying her birthday, all the things they are celebrating, they are giving time, so it's good, right? So आप लोगों ने क्या सीखा? What should you do? The first part of the video or the second part of the video?
Second part of the second part.
Second part of the video. And we should teach our new generations also the same thing, right? हमको बोलना चाहिए कि ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए. What is the right, what is the wrong, we have to teach them, right? It's our duty. Because the new generation, they don't know anything. Okay, whatever we will teach them, they will learn the same thing. Whatever we do at our home, so they will learn from us, right?
Yes, sir.
And whenever you
Yes,
found
sir.
और अगर आपको कभी भी लगता है if something is wrong going to happen with you, so you should not forget this helpline number. Okay, the women's helpline number is the 1091 and the child care number is the 1098, right? Whenever you are in emergency, so you can contact at this number, right?
Yes, sir.
You can say it's a weapon for you guys. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and we should always say no against the violence. Okay, right?
Yeah, we
Okay.
should take action.
Yeah, of course we should take action. And now Maryam Qureshi, are you ready for the PPT?
Yes, sir. I am ready.
Okay, fine. So Maryam, I'm going to play your presentation. Okay, so you can explain.
Okay. So hello to all, hope you all are doing great. Today we all are coming together to talk about GBV or gender-based violence, and it's time together to stop this gender-based violence. And this gender-based violence is celebrated on every country for 16 days from 25th of November to 10th of December. And the theme or the symbol of this activity is orange. And the orange color meaning is free violence and brighter future for women. Next slide, sir. So today we all talk about what is gender-based violence, what are the types or form of it, why it's happening or the cause of gender-based violence, and how to stop this gender-based violence. Next slide, sir. Yeah. What is gender-based violence? Gender-based violence, also known as a violence against women or VAW, and sexual gender-based violence or SGBV. It refers to harmful act or violence against women or girls, and this act is considered a form of hate crime, which committed against women or girls due to being female, and it's understood as a violation of human rights and the form of discrimination against women, which the main victim of it are women and girls who are weaker. Which nowadays we can see that it's happening on Afghanistan, that the Taliban didn't allow the girls to study and didn't allow women to work. And even on rural areas such as provinces, they force the parents to do child marriage and force the girls to do sexual slavery. Next slide, sir. Okay. Yeah. What are the types or form of it? Gender-based violence or GBV have so many types and it's happening on everywhere, including offices, buses, companies, homes, and etc. And the only type of gender-based violence is not beating someone. It is physical or domestic violence like beating, burning, pushing, hair pulling, and etc. Sexual harm like rape, trafficking, attacking on sexual parts of the body, and etc. Psychological, treating physical harm to self, mental illness, causing fear, and etc. And emotional abuse, like undermining an individual's sense or self-esteem, diminishing one's ability, name-calling, and etc. As we can see on the chart, the sign of emotional abuse. And online violence, like unwanted sexual remark, non-consensual posting of sexual media, cyber stalking, and etc. Next slide, sir. Why does it happen and what are the cause of it? The cause or why it's happening are mental health problem, frustration, violence in home or neighborhood. Certain situations also increase the risk of aggregation or violent behavior such as drinking, insulting others, provocation, or action or speech that makes someone annoyed, and environmental factors like heat and overcrowding. And having lack of attention or respect, having low self-esteem or worth, drug and alcohol usage, because alcohol makes all people stupid and some people violent. Next slide, sir. So how we can stop gender-based violence? By raising awareness of dangers of harmful traditional, like by educating rural families regarding to child marriage, child works, allowing women or girls to study and work outside, and start working in the groups in evening. Like try not to walk alone on the street in nights and evenings, or not use shortcuts, especially in nights. And challenge to speak out about violence in homes. Like those family members who are aware regarding to violence, they must aware the other member of the family, especially the new generation or the small children. Like and listening to girls and talking with them who abuse. Like if we speak with those who abuse, so we will decrease the society. And we can say that if we kill a woman, you're killing a nation. And next slide, sir. And by educating, like by having awareness, by giving awareness to people, and if we educate them, so the bad incidents will not happen to them and their family members. By being a part of solution, like don't play with guns, don't watch violent videos, and don't have argue in front of children, because it affects on their mind and they didn't know the difference between good and bad. And if the parents are argue in front of their child or beat each other in front of them, so they think it's that it is the best way to release your anger. And the last one is loving oneself and talking with institutions. Like if we love oneself, or if we love oneself, making oneself strong and talking with institution, it makes us strong, and the other people will not harm us, because they think that we will talk about it with institution. And if we have any problem, so we can call on women helpline or child helpline and legal helpline too. And next slide, sir. On this picture, we can see that 3 in 1 woman worldwide have experienced physical or sexual violence, mostly by intimate partner. Intimate partner means that with close partner, like husband and wife, or girlfriend or boyfriend. Most of them will do the violence, or will do the sexual or physical violence. And next slide, sir. And yeah. Thank you for watching, guys. And if you have any question, you may ask. Dancer.
Thank you, Maryam.
Welcome, dear.
Really nice.
Thank you.
Sorry, the mic was mute. Thank you, Madam Qureshi, to share this PPT with us, okay, and share your all this information. And we saw many times this happening surrounding bazaars, by neighbors, this happening. So we should always take action against that, Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So next, I will request to Fatima to share that poem with us. Fatima, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Fatima, you can share that poem.
Okay, sir. Just a minute. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the strongest of them all? People's situation have made me fall. One day with my grit, I will rise above them all. So good morning, everyone. Today I want to share a poem about violence against women. Why you all say no to women? She's not a stone, she's a pearl. She wants to fly like a bird, but why you cut her wings with the sword? Do not scold her without any reason. Every time she gets scolding without any reason. Why every time her eyes are full of tears? You scare her so much that is she every time fears. Who gave you birth? A woman. Who gave you life? A woman. So then why you don't respect her? Let her grow, let her shine, give her a new hope, give her a new life, educate her, and let be free. And trust me, one day this little plant will be prosperous tree, will grow into a prosperous tree. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatima, for such a nice poem.
You're
Now I will request to Sorosha. Sorosha, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Sorosha, so I'm going to play your presentation so you can also explain. Okay.
Sir.
And if the Zoom class, this Zoom meeting off now, turn off. So please log in again, all of you, huh? And join.
Okay, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sorosha and today I'm presenting you a topic about gender-based violence. Next slide, sir. So let's see, what is gender-based violence? Gender-based violence refers to harmful acts directed at an individual based on their gender. It is rooted in genders inequality. Yeah, genders inequality. The abuse of power and harmful norms. Gender-based violence, GBV, is a serious violation of human rights and life-threatening health and protection issues. It is estimated that 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men will experience sexual or physical violence in their lifetime. During displacement of times, the crisis, the threat of GBV means gender-based violence significantly increased for women and girls. As we can see in the slide, we got that the gender-based violence is not against women, it is also against the men, and we will study about it in next slides. Next slide, sir. Okay. So in this presentation, I will tell about 4 types of gender-based violence. The first one is physical violence, sexual violence, emotional and physiological violence, socioeconomic violence. Next slide, sir. What is physical violence? Any act which causes physical harm as a result of unlawful physical force. Physical violence can take form of, among others, serious and minor isolation, deprivation of liberty, and manslaughter. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have experienced some form of physical violence by an intimate partner, and this intimate partner can be their best friends, their family member, their relative, doesn't matter. This includes a range of behaviors like slapping, shoving, and pushing. There are some friends who, when they laugh, they will slap you, and it is normal. But we have to recognize that in which intention they slap us, they push us, and we should stand against them. And in some cases, may not be considered domestic violence. Next slide, sir. What is sexual violence? Sexual violence means that someone forces and or manipulates someone else into unwanted sexual activity without their consent. Reasons someone may not consent including fear, age, illness, disability, or influences of alcohol or other drugs. Anyone can be experiencing sexual violence, including children, teenagers, adults, and elders. Those with sexual abuse can be acquaintances, family members, trusted individual, or strangers. Next slide, sir. Okay, so let's see the types of sexual violence. The first one is child sexual abuse. When perpetrators intentionally harms a minor physically, psychologically, sexually, or by act of neglect, the crime is known as child abuse. As we can see in this picture, that 53% of children in India are subjected in sexual abuse, and 50% of the abusers are known to the children. And as we said, that the gender-based violence is not against women, but it is against the men also, and boys as well. So here we can see that 52.94% were boys that who were suffering, who were the subject against this, and 47.06% were girls. So in this slide, we can see that the percentage of boys were more than girls. Next slide, sir. So let's see who were the, how many percentage of the perpetrators are who do this. So as a result of the reports, we can see that that in 90% of the victims, 93% of the victims says that the 7% of the perpetrators were strangers. Unfortunately, 59% are acquaintances and 34% are family members. Most of the time, we think that our family member, our acquaintances are, if we will be with them, they are safe. We are safe with them, and we are not safe with strangers. And unfortunately, this report is wrong. We can see that the percentage of strangers are less than acquaintances and our family members. Next slide, sir. Okay, so let's see. Those who experience, or those who are victims in this violence, how they suffer in child. Sexual, the green color is for sexual violence, the red color is for physical violence, blue one is for emotional violence, purple one is for neglect violence, and the light sky blue color is for family violence. Okay, so 1.14% of physical violence who are the victims in this case are suffering from serious mental illness. 1.38% of the victims who were the victims of emotional violence are suffering from serious mental illness. Okay, and anxiety. So 1.83% of sexual victims who were the sexual victims, and 1.54 victims who were victims of physical violence are suffering from anxiety. 1.86% of victims from emotional violence were suffering from anxiety, and neglect were 1.73%, and family violence. The victims who goes through family violence were suffering anxiety. The percentage is 1.59. Drug abuses. The victims of sexual violence are suffering suffering drug abuse. The percentage is 3.23. Physical violence is 1.46. Emotional violence is 1.41. And the victims who are suffering from alcohol abuse in physical violence is 1.55, and in emotional violence it is 1.35. And the victims who are suffering from interpersonal violence in the physical violence, we can see that the percentage is 1.18, and in the emotional violence it is 1.24. And those victims who are suffering from self-harms and sexual violence, it is 2.84. In physical violence, it is 2.13, and in emotional violence, it is 2.35. As we can see that those who are suffering from emotional violence and physical violence, they are suffering with all of these serious illnesses, and such as serious mental illness, anxiety, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, interpersonal violence, self-harmful. And we think that physical violence or emotional violence is not that a big deal. Everyone's thought that sexual violence is bigger than, but sexual is also, it is not something that you can say it's okay. Okay, so next slide. Yeah, sexual abuse of men and boys. Men and boys who have been sexually assaulted or abused may also face some additional challenges because of social attitudes or stereotypes about men and masculinity. As I said, that sexual gender-based violence is not against only women, it is also against the men. As we can see in this picture, 1 in 6% of men, 1 in 6 men experience abusive sexual experience. Men in the age of 18 to 24, those who attend colleges are 5 times more likely to be victim of rape or sexual assault than other non-student peers. 53% of men report significant short-term or long-term impact of sexual violence. Next slide, sir. Yeah, and in this slide, we can see that the range of killing of men and women from until 2020. And in this slide also, we can see that the percentages of killing of men is more than the women. It is nearly to 600. And the women's range is about 200, between 200 and 300. Next slide, sir, please. Sexual assault. Sexual assault can take many different forms and be defended in different ways. But one thing remains the same is it is never the victim's fault. So please, everyone who sees someone who's victim of sexual assault, don't judge them. It is not their fault. Next slide, sir. Why don't women report rape? Reason why women say they don't report rape to police is because of embarrassment. Because many people judge them. In our society, it's natural to judge someone. We didn't say no, it's not their fault. So unfortunately, 39.6% of women didn't report the rape cases because of embarrassment. They think they don't think they would help. 38.7% don't think that if they report the police, they will not get their justice and it will not help them. Would be humiliated. 33.6% of women think they will be humiliated if they report their rape cases. They didn't think they would leave. 25.2% of women think no one will believe them. If let's see, if someone who raped, he is the son of someone famous person or politician, no one will believe that everyone think that she's telling lies, she's doing marketing, something like this. So that's why they will say no one will believe. Too terrible. Trivial. 21.2% of women think it is too trivial, and 20.2% of women didn't want to go to court. 14.9% of the women say won't be significant, and 13.6% of women says are afraid of more violence. They are afraid if they will report it, that person who raped them, he will violence more up on them. And 7.4% of women didn't report because of their private matters, and 1.4% dislike the police. Next slide, sir.
It is showing only 2 minutes time. If Zoom बंद हो जाता है तो we will again restart the Zoom. Please आप लोग फिर से login कर लेना, ठीक है? Yes, continue.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Continue,
Sir,
Sorosha.
Yeah, take away. Okay, emotional and physiological violence. Abuse come in many different forms, even when there is no physical violence. Abusive language can be very damaging to you and your children. Emotional and physiological abuse are include mostly non-physical behavior that the abuser used to control, isolate, or threaten you. Often the abuser uses this to break down your self-esteem and self-worth. In order to create a physiological dependency on him or her, emotional and physiological abuse are hard forms of abuse to record because the abuse is spread throughout your everyday interactions. Unlike physical abuse, there are often no isolated incidents or clear physical evidence to reference. This kind of violence is more dangerous, I think, because the word they use, the violence they use in every day, there is no evidence about it, and it impacts so mentally health on their mental health. And we can see it in everyone's in their life. It is like their parents shout on their children, a husband shout on their wife, as we had said in the video Sash showed us. And I think it is the most dangerous because it affects mentally, and that's it. So next slide. Shall I start, sir?
Yeah, of course, you can start.
Okay. So we had studied about emotional violence. Now we will see the reasons and emotional abuses in percentage. The reason, fear of escalating violence, and the percentage is 30.4. Phone make difference and helplessness.
Sorosha, no need to
Yes.
tell the points. Just tell the reasons. Right? We are watching. We are seeing that at all the points. So just tell the only reasons to share with all of us. Nah? Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. The third one is respect for elders and in-laws. For the sake of children, husband will leave, make her leave. And the next one is self-respect. Hope abuse will stop. And the most mistake that most of the women did is they will think that violence will be stopped, and it will not. Husband's right, self-blame, other will blame you. Next slide, sir. Socioeconomic violence. Typical form of socioeconomic violence includes taking away the earning of the victim, not allowing them to have a spread income, such as giving them a housewife status or making them work in a family business without a salary, or making the victim unfit for work. Throughout tragic physical abuse. In this point, I want to say that in past few months, a video got viral from India as a husband killed his wife on the road because she wanted to work, and it was a socioeconomic violence. And some public form of socioeconomic gender-based violence contribute to women becoming economically dependent on their partner. Low wages and very low or no child care benefit, or benefits being tied to the income tax of the wage earning male partner. Such a relation of dependency then offers someone with a tendency to be abusive in their relationship, and the change to act without fear of losing their partner. Next slide, sir. And in this slide, we can see the percentage of percentages of all the violences as okay. Next slide, sir. Yeah, the most famous violence nowadays is online gender-based violence. Next slide, sir.
Digitally, huh?
Yes, in these days, and it is getting too much by messages, by videos and pictures, and we will study about it in next slides. Online gender-based violence. As our online and offline lives become more integrated, gender-based violence and its impact now overlap in both physical and digital spaces. Perpetrators of intimate partner violence, stalking, or sexual harassment are now using digital tools, such as social media and GPS tracking, to cause us harm alongside in-person violence. Digital tools have also opened the door to the new form of abuse, such as the non-consensual creation of sexual image through artificial intelligence, including deepfake videos. The result of these new digitally imbalanced enabled abusive behavior is that known as online gender-based violence. As we all know nowadays, it is easy to make an account in social media. So the those who are doing this types of violence, they made fake accounts. They blackmail someone by taking their photos and edit them, making a sexual pictures or videos, or sending them a sexual messages. Such kind of violence is known as online gender-based violence. Next slide, sir. Okay, so 5 ways that we can end the gender-based violence. The first one is empowering girls and women. Those girls and women who are the victim of sexual assault, sexual violence, and any other of them, we should empowering them. We should say them that it was not their fault. We should encourage them. And the second one is changing gender norms and social attitude. We should change our social attitude and gender norms. The third one is raising awareness globally. We should raise the awareness globally, and it should be, and we should have an equality in all the genders. It is men, women, or even a gays. They are even. And we also violence against them also most of the people. And the fourth one is educating boys and men, one of the most important types. Ways that we can prevent them, we should teach our boys and men and that they should not do this, they should respect the women. So I think if we educate our boys and men, the violence against women will be decreased. The fifth one is transformation, just the care system, healthcare, and stability network. Next slide, sir. So yeah, as I mentioned here, the percentages that I have mentioned in all the slides and about all the topics are not from the same year, and the year of the publish of these percentages are not same. Next slide, sir. Okay, thank you everyone for watching, for hearing me, that what is my opinion, and watching my presentation. Any questions, then you can ask me.
Thank you, Sorosha.
Okay, sir.
Now I would like
It
to.
was really good.
Yeah. Now I would like to invite Bahar to sing that poem. Bahar, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Bahar, आपका
She
दो
is
बार
her
voice.
own enemy.
Okay, Bahar. Now you can share your poem with us.
She is her own enemy. All the things she tries to do turn against her. She feed up of the world around and against her. She sees the world as devoid as her can see it. She's totally out of control. She definitely falling apart. She's is screaming and no one can hear her scream. She is full of doubt and self disappointment, and no one can see her scars. She is her own enemy. As her whole world is upside down, she has nowhere to turn to apart from sleeping down her straws. She is screaming for help, but no one can hear the words coming out of her mouth. She wants to tell her story, but no one book can feel her pain. She is long to dream better, but no memory allows her to feel free. Done, sir.
uh, the poem sing by the Bahar, it's really touched our hearts. Am I right, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And every line, every sentence was real. And I thank to Bahar to sing this poem. And you know, Bahar is too young. I think not more than 9 or 10 years old. And she sing this poem very well. And we should appreciate her, okay? So one clap for Bahar also.
Thank you, sir.
Very good, Bahar.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And as all of you know, that these weeks are we have campaign like that stop violence against the women, right? For 16 days activities, and we are going on, okay, through this campaign. So many students, they made some posters, okay, and I would like to share with all of you those posters. So please dekho. And some of the students, they sketch, some of them they made posters by on the computer with some software like Corel and Photoshop. Some of them, they made animated images also. So please sab log dekho. This is this is the first picture sketched by the Madina Ahmadi. She's a student from the computer basic class, and she sketched this one. How is it?
It's good.
Nice, sir.
Perfect, sir.
Perfect.
There's another picture made by Muzammil. There's one picture designed by Najibullah. He is a computer Corel class student, and he made this poster in Corel. It's not downloaded from the Google. He made this picture on Corel.
Okay.
This is the animated image made by Nargis from computer Corel class, and who are in computer basic class. When they will complete this computer basic class and they will come in Corel and Photoshop class, they will also learn how to make this kind of animated image. This another animated image made by the Nargis. This picture also made by Nargis in Corel. This poster made by the Nilofer computer basic class student. She is the Nilofer who made this poster. This is one poster made by the Tuba. This is a picture made by the computer Corel class Wajma, and she made this on Corel. It's not downloaded from the Google. In Corel, you can make any kind of cartoon image, anything, okay? So when you finish the computer basic class, then when you take admission in Corel, so you will learn this thing also. And this image, this poster made by the very youngest student of computer Corlo class, Yusuf Noor, and he's very active student always. Here's another picture, poster made by the Yunus Shirjat. He's also very active student. And this poster also made by the Yusuf. So today we all have to promise, okay, that we will always against the violence, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. तो सबने पोस्टर्स देखा जो हमने शेयर किया था?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
सर मैं तो ड्राइंग नहीं बना सकती, मैं इसके बारे में थोड़ा टॉपिक की जैसा वीडियो बना दूं और उसको पढ़ के और सेंड करूं.
अच्छा ठीक है, एक और चीज सुनो आप लोग. टुडे इज अ स्लोगन डे, okay, slogan writing day. So I am requesting to all of you, write one slogan and send to me, okay, with your name, okay. And if is it possible, so write that slogan on a paper and click one picture, okay, that holding that slogan, and take one picture and please send to me, all of you, right?
Sir, can you repeat?
I'm asking that today is slogan writing day also, okay. So please write some slogan about this topic, okay, gender-based violence. Write on a white paper, okay, then take that hold that paper in your hand and click one picture and please send to me.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Thank
And
you,
I'm-
sir.
Yeah, and I'm requesting to all of you, send me this, okay.
Okay, sir.
Teacher,
Yes.
when can I submit my chart to Bosco?
You can come at Bosco and you can give me anytime. I'm here till
Okay.
5:30, so you can come before 5 o'clock, okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for all of you to come online and join us, okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Tashakkur.
Sir,